You're listening to The Sports Fix.
Portions of the Sports Fix brought to you by Harry Buffalo. Catch every UFC pay-per-view live in full HD at Harry Buffalo North Olmsted, just outside Great Northern Mall. Harry Buffalo. Join the herd.
Sports Fix listeners, don't wait all day or all week to get in on the fun. The party doesn't stop when we go off the air all week long. The Sports Fix social media sites are your one-stop shop for all things Cleveland sports. Jump over to Facebook.com/TheSportsFix, Facebook.com/TheSportsFix, and become a fan today because we love fans and they create some of the best sports talk in town, Daddy. You'll enjoy talking to your fellow Cleveland sports fans on the Sports Fix fan page. And if Twitter's your thing, well, you know how we do it. Tweet with us at TheSportsFixCLE. It's that simple.
Twitter.com/TheSportsFixCLE, baby.
Chat live with the crew during all your favorite Cleveland sports events, tickets and contests and trivia and so much more. Get with us today, The Sports Fix on social media, Facebook.com/TheSportsFix. Tweet with us at TheSportsFixCLE. Join the Sports Fix on Facebook and Twitter today.
Hey, it's Hugh Hewitt, and when I want to know what's going on with the Cavs, the Browns, and the Tribe, I tune into Sports Fix.
Live in Ohio, it's time to get your fix. The Sports Fix.
Welcome in, everybody. We are live. We are on the air. The mic is cracked and off we go. It's Monday. It is Thanksgiving week. Short week, holiday week here on the Sports Fix. Feeling good, crazy week, crazy weekend. I think the first comment that pops up as I'm clearing all the screens off and getting us going on the air. I'm with you, Chris. Don't know how the Browns did that either. We're going to talk about it, though. And I'll tell you, it's better to be honest, it's better to be on this side of I don't know how the Browns did that than the other side. We're very well versed on the other side of that equation, but we're definitely going to talk about that. What a weekend it was from the beginning of it on through. Man, we've got a lot to get into today and a whole lot to talk about. Let's do it. Welcome into the Sports Fix, you guys. J-Rock with you. Jerry Myers kicking things off, cracking the mic on a Monday afternoon here across the Sports Fix Radio Network. As I said, we've not only got a ton of things to talk about from over the weekend. We've got people to talk to. Dan Wismar from the Cleveland Fan. John McMullen from the Sports Network. On tap here, a busy Monday as always. We'll be talking Browns in the NFL. Browns get the victory absolutely over there. Browns get the victory. Go down to Atlanta. And again, we'll talk about the house because they tried to win it. They tried to lose it. They tried to win it again. I'm telling you, they played a couple of different games within that game yesterday in Atlanta. We're going to talk about that. John McMullen from the Sports Network, as I just mentioned, with us to talk Browns. We'll talk the return of Josh Gordon. Go around the NFL here. We'll look ahead as there's only a handful of games left. Playoff races continue to tighten, and you go look now at the standings. You know, you had that middle point of the season where a lot of the teams were bunched together. I was looking last night because for several different reasons. I was doing some research, looking into the standings last night, and you can see over in the NFC, the AFC as well, where the delineation of teams now with 7 wins or more separating themselves from the other pack. But there's still a large group of teams all right there. I believe, well, I don't have the number in front of me. I think it was 21 out of the 32 teams are at 500 or better at this point in the season. Only 11 teams that are completely out of the equation here. That's 2/3 of the league right there. And we're going to talk about all of that with John McMullen from the Sports Network. We're talking Buckeyes, hoops, and football, and you know what week it is. It's that week, Michigan week. That's school up north, and we're going to talk about that with Dan Wismar from the Cleveland Fan. That's right, 12:05 live. Michigan absolutely sucks. They will continue to stay that way. Dan Wismar from the Cleveland Fan. We'll talk about it. We'll talk some Buckeyes hoops as well. Big game over over the weekend for them and everything else going on in the world of the Buckeyes. Cavaliers, man, they're filming a movie as far as I'm concerned here. This thing's a full-length, drama-filled motion picture, man. Not so much action-packed sometimes, but definitely plot twists and drama-filled. We'll talk about the Cavs, the latest with them this weekend. CSU Vikings, good game over the weekend. They fall short. We'll get into all of it. I'm going to crack the phone lines. I saw a couple of people calling before I had the phones open. We're going to drop it all right now. As we said, welcome into the Sports Fix. J-Rock with you here. Welcome in whether you're listening live on TuneIn and TuneIn's radio app worldwide, on Spreaker and Mixler and their respective digital applications, and welcome in everybody listening live around the world on the sportsfix.net, the home base, our mothership. All of you guys, if you're not, make sure that you bookmark it, just because not only does it serve as a great place to get everything you need to know from us, but it's your backup site. If anything goes wrong on any of the places that you listen across the vaunted Sports Fix radio network, Sports Fix, the Sports Fix, I almost screwed it up, thesportsfix.net is the website. Make sure you bookmark it. Welcome in as well, everybody listening on digital delay 24/7 on iHeartRadio, the world's largest internet radio provider. Those of you listening on iTunes and Stitcher Radio, SoundCloud, CarPlay, all the places that you subscribe and download the show. Thank you guys, as always. Download the show. Let's try that again. Thank you for being with us. As we say all the time, they give us the microphone. I turn it around and give it back to you. This is your show, so use it. 216-539-7535, the number to call. 216-539-7535. If you can't get through, hit us up. Facebook and Twitter, facebook.com/thesportsfix. Tweet with us at the Sports Fix CLE. Email us, thesportsfix@AOL.com, facebook.com/the Sports Fix. Tweet with us at the Sports Fix CLE. Email us, thesportsfix@AOL.com. And, you know, as we get diving into this thing here, we'll talk Browns, trust me, right off the bat. We'll get into that here momentarily. I just wanted to kind of clean up a couple of odds and ends from the weekends before we get moving in with the show. Friday night, those of you guys that listen all the time know the high school football playoff. Man, what a game that was. Excuse me, not Friday night, Saturday. They were playing Friday and Saturday. I called the game on Saturday. Got a chance to go down to InfoCision, new stadium down at the University of Akron. What a beautiful place, man. That very, very great facility there. I'm sure they know that. If you guys haven't gone, it's a great place to go check out a game. I know they do a lot of different things, not just the Akron games there, as you saw high school football and different events there. But InfoCision, a nice place. It was cool. We had our own little broadcast position there. It was fantastic. And I was a little... I'm not going to lie. For those of you guys that tune in, I don't know what it was, man. But you know how sometimes sometimes I get off the air here at the end of the Sports Fix and I go, man, that was a good show. Sometimes I get off and I go, man, I could have done better today, man. I don't know, man. I got done the other night and I just wasn't... I don't know. I'm pretty like that with myself, man. I wasn't digging it that much. I did what I could, but it just, it felt off. And unfortunately for them, but not for me, unlike Menor, I will get the chance to redeem myself and go out there and do it again next week. Menor, their streak stopped here as they looked trying to follow up on that runner-up spot last year. But, man, that game, it was Menor and Hudson every bit as dominant a victory this time as there was a month ago. Hudson's the real deal, and now they got St. Ed's coming up this week. That one's going to be tough because they've got the gauntlet. We were talking. I'm not going to go too long. I know a lot of you guys are from outside the area. You're like, man, I don't even know what this guy is talking about. But I will tell you, it was a great game, and Hudson has now. They knocked off St. Ignatius last week in the playoffs, knocked off Menor here for the second time in a month. In the last month, they got 3 wins over two of the big schools, the big parochial schools, and all that's left for them is St. Ed's. And then you've got the schools from down south there and all that if they advance to the finals. But they're going to be in the semifinals here coming up this week against St. Ed's. That's going to be a good one. They've never been that far. Always a cool story there. I got a chance to talk to both of the coaches before the games. They were all fired up. Coach Trevisano does a hell of a job with Menor, but, man, was it 41-27 the first time they played? It was 41-20 this time. And it was a game for the half, but, man, Hudson came out of half and said, no, we're done. We're done. We're going to make sure that we get this thing over with. And you're right, Chris. InfoCision, much better than the Rubber Bowl. It was just a great facility. But, yeah, man, I'm not the guy to stand out here and toot the horn when it doesn't deserve. I got off the air. It just, I don't know. And a little disappointing to me because I've been having some fun this season. But like I said, not a shot at Menor, but I will get a chance to redeem myself this week coming up. I believe I'm going to do the Mayfield game out in Solon, but I don't have a 100% clarification on that. We'll talk about that some more as it goes on. Thanks to you guys that tune in. I know some of you guys hit me up when you're listening, and I appreciate that. And again, thanks to the cats over there at WINT 1330. Looking forward to doing another one, and I think this will be it. I do believe whatever we do this weekend here will probably be the end of the season for them, because I'm pretty sure in the state of Ohio, the championship round, they have their own broadcast, and that's what every station broadcasts, is the one that comes officially from Columbus there, from the state. So not 100% sure, but I'm 99% sure that I'm right about that. I'll let you guys know about that as we roll on here. And real quick, I'm going to get to the break. I'm going to get to you guys. I'm going to talk some Browns here. But, I know Indians fans had to feel fantastic waking up this morning and, seeing that the balance of power just continues to lean towards those small market teams out there, man. Boston, I'm being totally tongue-in-cheek here, man. Wake up to the Red Sox, the double dose. Not only are they spending, almost $100 million on the Kung Fu Panda, but they're backing it up with another $100 million for Hanley Ramirez. And let's not forget, they got $100 and some million waving in the wind right now for John Lester, and they just picked up Cespedes for Lester a couple of months ago. Man, let's just say the downside of the rebuilding project of the Boston Red Sox, I'm projecting it doesn't take very long. I'm projecting that their fan base is not going to have to sit through any type of a 3 to 5 year rebuild here, man. That's just sick, man. I mean, seriously, in one announcement, it's not like this doesn't happen all the time, guys, but in one announcement, the Red Sox spent more money than the Tribe's going to spend all of next year on their entire team. That's just ridiculous. More than that. One of those guys, they just bought 2 Cleveland Indians payrolls in one morning. They just bought the Cleveland Indians twice over, and I think there's money left to spare because I think I'm giving too much credit to the Indians payroll this year. That's not a shot. That's a shot at the whole system. You guys know how I feel about it. Absolutely ridiculous. But have no fear. Indians front office, not one to be left in the dust. They made a trade this weekend. Picked up, I'm being sarcastic, but they did pick up Charles Brewer, a pitching prospect from the Diamondbacks. And, I say it all the time. You might chuckle at that now, but who knows? A lot of you chuckled. Corey Kluber. I'm just saying, they get these guys thrown in on these trades, and they do things like go win Cy Youngs and finish top 3 in the MVP. So I'm not going to say anything about Charles Brewer, because 3 years from now we could be like, yeah, man, who knew that Charles Brewer was going to win back-to-back Cy Youngs when the Indians acquired him on that weekend back in November. But yeah, man, Hanley Ramirez, Kung Fu Panda, and Kung Fu Panda's nasty. I mean, really, I've got a great appreciation for his game. It's a big boy over there that's got some athleticism going, and he is the best postseason batting average, has the best postseason batting average in history. Guys that have been there 150 plate appearances or more. That's pretty impressive to me, too. Topping Steve Garvey, George Brett, and Carlos Beltran, who had 333 during his couple of trips there as well, too. So there you go, man. Nice to see the equity back in baseball system. Let's talk some Browns. Let's go to the break. Let's talk to you first. I'm going to get a phone call in. Here, caller, kick me off here on the Sports Fix before we go to the break. What's up? You're on the show.
Big Daddy, how are you doing?
Hey, what's up, Bob? How you doing, brother? I'm all right, man. I'm all right. I don't know how the Browns won, but the Browns won, so I'm all right, man. Buckeyes are getting ready for you-know-who coming up this week. I'm doing okay.
11 games and 7-4.
Oh, yeah. Hey, there you go, man.
4, Big Daddy.
I'm right there with you, brother. However they got there, man. And yesterday, I'll tell you, I saw a lot of people use this term on Twitter yesterday, and I almost caught myself doing it too, but I don't believe in that term. Some people say, well, the Browns won a game that they didn't deserve to win. And I'm like, well, I hear what you're saying, but at the same time, Browns lost a hell of a lot of games in 15 years that they didn't deserve to lose, that the other team didn't deserve. So I don't believe that. I believe that the team that deserves to win is the team that wins. I mean,
Absolutely.
Granted, that's not all the time, but I'm just being realistic.